敵を駆逐するまで。
パラディ島勢力へ宣戦布告は。
Hi! I love the anime Attack on Titan and decided to create the key scene where Eren transforms into a Titan after Taiba's declaration about Paradise Island, but with my own tweaks. As you probably know, I'm pretty good at 3D sculpting, and I'm also good at drawing, especially anatomy, and I've been wanting to refresh that skill for a while. So I happily spent the weekend drawing the Attack Titan, all the necessary angles, and of course the head separately. Muscle anatomy is the foundation of any art school. Of course, I could have just started with ZBrush right away, but this time I wanted to try something new. Tripo Studio lets you create a 3D model based on drawings. Could even be a child's drawing. You just upload it, get a 3D model, and you can print it on a printer without being a modeling pro. The drawings are ready. Now, figuring out the Tripo interface, I log in through the browser. Everything is simple and clear. From a single image, from several courses, and from different objects. I need the third option to get the most accurate base and make further editing easier. I upload my sketches in multi-view mode to 3D. I keep the model private, and I turn on the Smart Low Poly option. It makes the mesh neat, as if I made it by hand myself. This will come in handy for further work. I don't need to split it into parts right now, so I skip that. I click Generate. Wow, that turned out awesome and fast. There are extra features at the top. Overview is just for viewing the 3D model. Also, a prompt was automatically added here to generate a similar 3D model based on the description. The next feature is segmentation. You can break the figure into segments and work with each element separately. A handy thing. You can also apply textures in Tripo Studio, and you can even use the same image as a texture. The next feature is rigging. Those who work with animation know what that is. Basically, it's creating a skeleton for subsequent animation. But another feature is stylization. For example, you can stylize the skull like this. It would be cool to print something like this, but I need to move on. The Attack Titan requires fine detailing. I export the model in FBX format and continue in ZBrush. Muscle fibers, eyes, teeth, veins, and other little details, I'll be refining all of that by hand. By the way, Tripo has a print and send feature. If I didn't have a printer, I could just order a print of my 3D model right away, for example, from a child's drawing. Well, now it's time for ZBrush. I spent a week working on the details. I wanted to make the figure as accurate as possible. I sketched out the building and uploaded the only image into Tripo Studio. A little bit of magic, and the 3D model is ready. The building is complex, and it's clear that it needs some work in ZBrush. But before that, I'll use the retopology function. Retopology is the process of creating a new topology for a 3D model. It involves simplifying and optimizing the model's mesh to make it more suitable for animation, rendering, and other tasks. I export it in FBX format and then continue working on the building in ZBrush. I'm making the cracks more or less symbolic. In the finished model, all of this will be made from real materials. That way it's faster and looks more realistic after painting. To create a realistic crack, I mixed a bit of ready-made putty, PVA glue, and added some acrylic paint for color. After mixing thoroughly, I apply the mixture to the cracked areas, adding details from cut-up napkins and wood chips. This enhances the effect of destruction. I crushed the dried leftover putty with a hammer and glued that on as well. This way you get more volume and detail. As you can see, even a dry 3D model can easily be brought to life using whatever materials you have on hand. The figures in the square are so tiny at this scale that they look like trash. But that's okay, I'll paint all this trash. I wanted to paint Arona not just like in the anime, but to make her look even cooler, and for that I need imagination. I was already picturing the final look back when I was modeling, and now I'm thinking through the details even more. As a fan, I want to keep her recognizable and preserve the atmosphere, but at the same time achieve the highest level of realism possible in this style. In the end, it turned out insanely cool. Now all that's left is to put everything together. In the last video, you said I didn't reveal the secret of the fire. That's odd because it's actually simple. I used an artificial hearth. It's just a regular fireplace with water vapor. I thought the idea was pretty obvious. No need to scold me for that.